Hello, this is Jam Master Daniel 96. I am back with another video, and today we will be reviewing X-Wing Mercy Kill by Aaron Allston. And on a side note, this was Aaron Allston's final book he written for Star Wars, and he passed away in 2014, and this book was written in 2012. And so this book was published not long before Disney bought Star Wars, or or maybe they just bought the company. But I mean, if you know the release date of this book, please let me know in the comments down below. And so this book is set in 44 ABY, so in the Legacy era, but there are flashbacks in which Chapter 1 is set in 13 ABY in the New Republic era. Then you have another chapter which is set in 19 ABY in the New Republic era. Then we have a flashback during the Yuuzhan Vong War in the New Jedi Order era in 29 ABY, and so you have those flashbacks there, but the main story of this is more of a Legacy era book, so it's set in 44 ABY, and when you're looking at the timeline, this comes after Fate of the Jedi and before Crucible. So like you could kind of say this is the second to last post Return of the Jedi expanded universe / Legends novel, if you're going with the novels in chronological order. Like, you could say this is the second to last novel because Crucible came out a year later, and then 2014 came and Disney decided to reboot the canon, and definitely, as I said with that, and I would say this book was a nice refresher from having the big trio with Luke, Han, and Leia. I mean, I'm not being negative here, I'm just saying, like, I would say for these people that wanted to see like a newer kind of perspective, I'd say this book does a good job of doing that, and you get to see more on like the Jedi. You don't get to see any like Jedi or Dark or Sith, Dark Jedi, any kind of lights. You don't get to see any Force users. You get to see more on like pilots and stuff, and how we go to that more perspective of focusing on like the more pilots, then focusing on your typical Force users and stuff like that. And I mean, you have like Miri and Tilly's, and then you have a mathematics professor named Vort, and yep, mathematics does exist in the Star Wars universe. And also, there are some like references to the Yuuzhan Vong, and a Yuuzhan Vong character shows up, and so you have stuff there. And then obviously you do have that flashback I told you about set in the Yuuzhan Vong War. And I'd say Aaron Allston does a good job at linking things together with that, and he did a good job bringing in some flashbacks. And also, I mean, I'd like to see like more stories like this if the expanded universe gets continued as an alternate timeline alongside the new canon, which, I mean, even though Aaron Allston isn't with us anymore, I mean, they could bring in Michael A. Stackpole to do a story like this. Like, I mean, because I mean, obviously I'd like to see Sword of the Jedi get made and Troy Dennin's planned trilogy get made, and I'd like to see something along the lines of this. And I'm interested to know if they had plans for Aaron Allston to do another book like this, or something like this, like when they were planning before he passed away, and then you know, before they reset the canon and stuff and discontinued the EU. And I'd like to see if there is, if there were any more books like this planned along the lines. And I'd also I do think they could do something like it down the lines, possibly another X-Wing story like this if the EU gets continued. And as I said, I would recommend checking this out. And if you're a fan of pilots and stuff, and a big fan of those X-Wing books in the EU, I'd say definitely this is the book for you. And I also did enjoy reading this, and I did like how seeing reading about a different perspective of the Star Wars galaxy and all that. And that's all I gotta say. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel and comment down below what you think of this book. And I'll catch you guys next time with another video. Bye.